Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Disney Library, where I am proud to share with you some tidbits and some information about some of the Disney books that I've picked up over the years, and we take a journey into my library of Disney books. 2019, I think it's safe to say that 2019 could be called the year of the Disney movie. From live-action remakes of some of the 90s classics like Aladdin and The Lion King to long-anticipated sequels like Frozen and Toy Story, there is no shortage of excitement to go around in terms of the movies coming out this year. So with that said, today's episode will focus on one of my favorite books in my Disney library collection, Disney movie posters. Now, this is a fantastic book. Again, this is one of those large format books, big, beautiful prints, great for a big coffee table book and that kind of thing. And if you can see here, it says it's from Steamboat Willie to Inside Out, which came out in 2015, of course. So this covers 1928 to 2015, not quite 90 years, 87 years of Disney movies, all the way up through Inside Out. And one thing about these Disney books, this is actually one of the official Disney books you can see on the side. This is not a third party or anything like that who released this book. This is an official Disney release. Every once in a while they will update these, probably not that often. In terms of there probably hasn't been another release since this book came out, but maybe 2020 we'll get another one, maybe every 5 years or so. But for now, this one covers up through Inside Out in 2015. And I just wanted to share with you just a few of my favorites from this particular book, and I flagged a couple of these pages. The first one, of course, really cool poster for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Hopefully you can see that there. Right next to it is Maleficent. So a nice contrast there. And then I mentioned, of course, that the most recent movie that's covered in the book is Inside Out. Cool poster art there for Inside Out, one of my favorite Pixar movies. Even 4 years later, stands out as one of my favorite from the Pixar franchise. And then if you go into it, it's sorted by section here. And of course, again, going back to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, one of the reasons I wanted to go back to this one is it's got all of the, or many of the foreign language posters that came out for each particular movie. So this one here on the right side is the German edition. I won't try to pronounce some of the words there. And then you have the Spanish edition of the poster art for Snow White there. Flipping a few pages, again, some cool artwork for Pinocchio. Here's a couple different versions of the Pinocchio poster. Again, big, beautiful vintage artwork here. And then flipping through quite a bit, you get into some of the classics of the Renaissance period and beyond, of the 1990s. Here's a classic one. Here's a movie that doesn't get enough attention, I don't think, in terms of park presence or things like that, and that's Brother Bear. I thought this was a great movie, and again, it's kind of lost in the Disney vault, so to speak, in terms of the movies that we think about from a modern-day animation perspective. Here's a Frozen one. Here's another cool one, another foreign language. This is a French poster for Frozen. There, so you can see some of the foreign language posters are included. So again, just a fantastic book, full of big, vibrant, bright posters. Here's one for a couple more for The Lion King. Again, the English and German versions of The Lion King. So there's 135 posters inside this particular book. Again, this one came out in 2015. It covers from the 1920s, the Steamboat Willie era, all the way through Inside Out. Again, Disney is pretty good about coming up with updates of these types of books, so perhaps we'll see one in the next couple of years. But for now, this is a pretty comprehensive look at Disney movie posters from about an 87-year period in the company's history, inclusive of Pixar and some of those ones that you don't really think of. For example, Tron Legacy and The Prince of Persia. So it's not just the animated films. It's some of the other ones as well, some Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton version of Alice in Wonderland, Enchanted, The Rookie, great baseball movie with Dennis Quaid as we approach baseball season here. So it's not just the animated movies that this book contains, it's a lot of the others in the Disney collection of live action movies as well. So there it is, movie posters by Disney.